Every single one of us has something deep down inside, a spark, a flame, something that makes us come alive, that pushes us, that drives us. It's what some people call passion and others might call purpose. But I call it that inner fire. Now, maybe life has buried it under layers of routine, setbacks, or expectations, but it's there waiting like a match, ready to be lit and turned into a force that can carry you further than you've ever imagined. Now, awakening that inner fire isn't something that just happens. No one can hand it to you. You have to look inside, find it, and nurture it. But let me tell you, it's already there. You were born with it, and it's as much a part of you as your heart and soul. So where does it begin? How do you find it? It starts with believing that you are worthy of greatness, that you deserve to live a life filled with meaning, purpose, and passion. If you want to awaken that inner fire, you must let go of self-doubt and embrace a powerful truth: you are not here by accident. Your dreams, your ambitions, they're no mistake. They are planted deep within you, waiting for you to give them air, light, and room to grow. Your inner fire is your purpose. Believe in its power to guide you. We often hear phrases like find your purpose, but finding it isn't something that takes place outside of us, in some remote corner of the world, or through some grand adventure. Purpose is already within us. It has always been there, waiting for us to pay attention. It is that subtle voice, that knowing sense that nudges you, especially in those quiet moments. It's that feeling when you know deep down that you're meant for something more, something unique, something only you can bring to the world. This inner fire, this purpose, is a personal compass, a guide that knows no confusion or doubt, because it's an inherent part of you, not a destination but an essence. When we begin to listen to this fire, we realize that our purpose isn't about a job title, a role, or what anyone else thinks we should be. It's not about what our families or society want for us. It's about who we are when we strip away all those external voices. Your inner fire is your authentic self, undiluted and unapologetic. It's the passion, the drive, the joy that comes naturally when you are aligned with what feels right for you. When you acknowledge this fire and start to believe in it, you begin to understand that your purpose isn't something you're creating out of nothing. It's something you're finally allowing to shine through, something that's always been guiding you, even when you didn't know it. Now, let's talk about why this inner fire matters so much. Without it, life can feel hollow, like you're just going through the motions. You might be living day to day, doing what's expected, but there's a restlessness beneath the surface. You know there's something more, yet maybe you've been too afraid to look for it, thinking it's safer to stay where you are. But if you don't believe in this inner fire, you deny yourself the fullness of life. You deny yourself the chance to live with passion and to make a difference that comes from a place of authenticity. There are moments in life when you catch a glimpse of this fire, those instances when you feel completely in flow, when time disappears and you're immersed in what you're doing. That's when you're in alignment with your purpose. Your inner fire is ablaze and you are completely yourself. Imagine living with that feeling all the time, waking up each day, knowing that you are on a path that resonates with who you truly are. When you let your inner fire lead, life shifts. Challenges don't seem as daunting because you're pursuing something bigger than yourself. You're not just going through the motions, you're living intentionally, following a purpose that gives you meaning and fulfillment. Believing in this power within you is an act of self-trust. Too often we're conditioned to doubt ourselves, to second-guess our instincts, and to dismiss our dreams as impractical or unrealistic. But here's the thing: this fire, this purpose, isn't random. It's there because it's supposed to be there. The dreams you hold are not by accident, they are part of your unique path. When you doubt your purpose, you're essentially doubting the very essence of who you are. And when you do that, you're dimming your light, suppressing your potential, and settling for less than you're capable of achieving. There will always be people who doubt you, who question your path, and who try to persuade you to follow a safer, more conventional route. But when you believe in your inner fire, those voices start to fade. You no longer feel the need to explain or justify yourself because you're grounded in something real and unshakable. Your purpose gives you resilience. It gives you the strength to face obstacles, setbacks, and even failures, not as signs to give up, but as lessons to learn from. Because when you're driven by purpose, challenges aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to refine your understanding, to dig deeper into your potential, and to grow stronger in your belief in your purpose. The beauty of believing in your inner fire is that it frees you from comparison. When you're connected to your purpose, you're not focused on what everyone else is doing. You're not measuring your success by someone else's standards. You're not looking for validation outside of yourself because you're already fulfilled by the path you're on. And that's incredibly liberating. Purpose is not about competition, it's about contribution. It's about bringing something unique to the world that only you can bring. When you focus on your inner fire, your purpose, you start to understand that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are here to be the fullest, most authentic version of yourself, and that alone is enough. Because believing in this inner fire means giving yourself permission to dream without limits. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because we think our dreams are too big, too risky, or too unrealistic. But when you believe in your purpose, you start to realize that those dreams are exactly what you're here for. They're not meant to be easy. They're meant to challenge you, to stretch you, to make you grow. They are there to push you beyond what you thought was possible, because your purpose is always bigger than you. It's not just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the person you're meant to be along the way. When you allow your inner fire to guide you, life begins to open up in ways you could never have anticipated. Opportunities appear, doors open, and the right people show up at the right time. It's not magic, it's alignment. When you're in sync with your purpose, you're naturally drawn to people, places, and experiences that resonate with your path. It's as if the universe conspires to support you, and things start to fall into place. This isn't to say there won't be difficulties, but with purpose guiding you, you have the resilience, the faith, and the strength to keep going. There is a quiet confidence that comes with believing in your inner fire. It's a confidence that doesn't need to shout or prove itself, because it comes from a place of knowing, a place of deep-rooted faith in who you are and what you're here to do. When you believe in your purpose, you carry yourself differently. You walk with a sense of direction, a sense of peace, and a sense of fulfillment. You don't waste energy on doubt, fear, or comparison, because you know that you're on the right path. Believing in your inner fire is an act of courage, but it's also an act of love. It's choosing to honor yourself, to respect your dreams, and to trust that you are worthy of living a life that lights you up from within. It's choosing to follow a path that may not always be easy, but that will always be worth it because it's yours. It's the path you were meant to walk, the journey that was designed uniquely for you. The journey to purpose isn't about finding something outside yourself. It's about discovering what's always been there. It's about reconnecting with the dreams, the desires, and the passions that make you who you are. When you truly believe in your inner fire, you start to realize that you have everything you need within you. You don't need to wait for permission, for the right moment, or for anyone's approval. You are here to live your truth, to follow your purpose, and to let your light shine. Self-worth is the foundation for unleashing your true potential. It's something we often overlook, an essential building block that is all too easy to dismiss. So many of us go through life focusing on achievements, on the external measures of success, titles, degrees, promotions, and accolades. We think that if we just accomplish enough, gather enough validation, we'll feel fulfilled, but true fulfillment and real lasting success don't come from these outside sources. They come from within, and they start with a solid, unshakable foundation of self-worth. Self-worth is not about what you've done or what others say about you. It's about recognizing that you have value simply because you are. Your worth is inherent. It doesn't need to be earned, proven, or justified. When you truly understand this, it changes everything. It liberates you from the constant need for validation, approval, and external affirmation. You realize that your value isn't conditional or based on what you can accomplish. It's there no matter what, and that understanding is incredibly empowering. Without a sense of self-worth, we hold ourselves back. We stay in situations, relationships, and jobs that don't serve us because we don't believe we deserve better. We settle for less than we're capable of because we think it's all we're worth. But when you truly believe in your worth, you start to make different choices. You set boundaries, you say no to things that drain you and yes to things that nurture you. You begin to see that you're worthy of happiness, respect, love, and success. And that realization, that belief in your own value, is what opens the doors to unleashing your full potential. Having self-worth isn't about being arrogant or feeling superior to others. It's about having a deep-rooted respect for yourself, a respect that isn't contingent on perfection or accomplishment. We all make mistakes, face setbacks, and have moments of self-doubt. But self-worth allows you to hold on to a sense of dignity and respect for yourself, even when things aren't going well. It's what enables you to pick yourself up after a fall, to keep going even when the road is tough, because you know that no matter what, you are worthy. When you have a strong foundation of self-worth, you become unstoppable. You stop letting fear hold you back because you're no longer afraid of failing or being judged. You realize that your worth isn't tied to outcomes or opinions. It's a constant, a steady presence that doesn't fluctuate based on success or failure. And this frees you to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to go after the things you truly want. You're not waiting for permission, you're not holding back because of what others might think. You're acting from a place of confidence, a place of inner security that comes from knowing your worth. Self-worth also transforms the way you view challenges and obstacles. Instead of seeing them as reflections of your inadequacies, you start to see them as opportunities for growth. You understand that a setback doesn't diminish your value, it's simply part of the journey. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, you're able to face challenges head-on because you know that they don't define you. You're resilient because your worth isn't fragile. It's not something that can be taken away by a single failure or setback. This resilience allows you to persevere, to keep pushing forward, and to stay committed to your goals, even when things get difficult. Building self-worth requires a shift in mindset. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to our achievements, our appearance, or our ability to please others. But true self-worth comes from understanding that you are valuable just as you are without needing to prove or earn it. This isn't always easy, especially if you've spent years believing otherwise, but it's possible. It starts with challenging the thoughts that tell you you're not enough. It starts with treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and respect. It starts with acknowledging your strengths, accepting your flaws, and understanding that both are part of what makes you who you are. When you start to build self-worth, you begin to see yourself differently. You start to realize that you have something unique to offer, that your perspective, your ideas, and your experiences matter. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that your worth isn't dependent on being better or more successful than someone else. It's independent, whole, and complete. And when you operate from this place of self-worth, you become a magnet for opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with who you truly are. You attract people who respect you, who value you, and who see your worth because you see it yourself. Self-worth is also essential for building authentic relationships. When you have a solid foundation of self-worth, you're able to show up as your true self without feeling the need to put on a mask or hide parts of who you are. There you're able to be vulnerable, open, and honest because you're not afraid of rejection or judgment. You know that your worth isn't dependent on someone else's approval. This allows you to connect with others on a deeper level, to build relationships based on mutual respect and authenticity. You attract people who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them or how you make them feel. And this, in turn, enriches your life in ways that superficial connections never could. Self-worth is also the key to setting healthy boundaries. When you value yourself, you're not afraid to say no to things that don't align with your values or goals. You're not afraid to protect your time, your energy, and your well-being. You understand that you don't have to sacrifice yourself to make others happy. You don't have to overextend yourself to prove your worth. You're able to stand up for yourself, to assert your needs, and to take care of yourself because you know that you're worth it. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. And it's what allows you to show up fully in your life, to give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. When you operate from a place of self-worth, you're able to pursue your dreams with confidence. You're not held back by fear of failure or rejection because you understand that your worth isn't on the line. You're free to explore, to create, and to take risks because you know that no matter what happens, you'll still be worthy. This allows you to go after your goals with passion and determination. You're not afraid to aim high because you believe that you deserve success, happiness, and fulfillment. You're not settling for less because you know that you're capable of achieving greatness. Self-worth is a powerful force. It's the foundation for everything you do, for every decision you make, and for every goal you pursue. When you truly believe in your worth, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop compromising your values, your dreams, and your happiness to fit into someone else's mold. You start living life on your terms, following a path that feels right for you, and embracing opportunities that align with your true self. You become more than just someone going through the motions. You become someone who is fully alive, fully present, and fully committed to living a life that reflects your deepest values and desires. Self-worth is also what allows you to bounce back from setbacks. When you know your value, you're not easily discouraged by failure or criticism. You're able to learn from your mistakes, to grow from your experiences, and to keep moving forward with a sense of purpose and determination. You understand that setbacks are not reflections of your inadequacy, they are simply part of the journey. And because you believe in your worth, you're able to face these challenges with resilience, optimism, and faith in yourself. Self-worth gives you the freedom to be yourself. You're not trying to fit into someone else's expectations or mold. You're not trying to impress or prove yourself to others. You're simply being who you are, unapologetically and authentically. And in doing so, you become a beacon for others. You inspire those around you to embrace their own worth, to believe in their own potential, and to live lives that reflect their own unique paths. When you live from a place of self-worth, you create a ripple effect, spreading positivity, confidence, and self-belief to everyone you encounter. Embrace discomfort, it's where transformation and growth begin. We live in a world where comfort is often celebrated as the ultimate goal. We seek comfort in our homes, our relationships, our routines, and even in our minds. Many of us crave a sense of stability, of safety, and of predictability. But if we stay in the safe cocoon of comfort, we rob ourselves of the chance to grow, to evolve, and to become the people we're meant to be. True transformation doesn't come from staying where we are, it comes from challenging ourselves, from stepping into the unknown, from facing our fears, and from being willing to be uncomfortable. Discomfort is a teacher, a powerful force that has the ability to reshape us in ways that comfort never can. When we lean into discomfort, we open ourselves up to possibilities we never imagined, to strengths we didn't know we had, and to a resilience that can only be found on the other side of fear. Discomfort is often the first sign that growth is happening. Think about it when you're learning something new, when you're taking on a challenge, or when you're pushing past your limits. It's rarely comfortable. There's often a struggle, a sense of awkwardness, or a feeling of not quite knowing what you're doing. But that discomfort is a sign that you're stretching, that you're moving beyond what's familiar, that you're stepping into new territory. Growth doesn't come from staying in the same place. It comes from taking risks, from making mistakes, and from being willing to fail. When you embrace discomfort, you give yourself permission to be a beginner, to not have all the answers, and to make the mistakes that are necessary for learning and improvement. We often avoid discomfort because it feels unsafe. It triggers a sense of vulnerability, a fear of being exposed, of not being good enough, of being judged, or failing. But when we learn to face discomfort head-on, we start to see that it's not as frightening as we once thought. Discomfort is simply a signal that we're moving beyond our comfort zones, that we're challenging ourselves in new ways. When you embrace discomfort, you begin to realize that it doesn't have the power to harm you. Instead, it has the power to transform you. You start to see discomfort as a doorway to something greater, as a sign that you're on the right path, and as an invitation to become more than you are today. Transformation requires a willingness to let go of the familiar, to release old patterns, and to embrace the unknown. This isn't easy. It means letting go of habits, beliefs, and routines that have provided a sense of security. But when we cling too tightly to the familiar, we close ourselves off from new experiences, from new perspectives, and from the chance to grow. Embracing discomfort means accepting that growth requires change, and change is often uncomfortable. It's about understanding that the only way to move forward is to let go of what no longer serves us, even if it feels safe. When we're willing to release the familiar, we create space for new possibilities, for new insights, and for new versions of ourselves. Discomfort is a catalyst for self-discovery. It forces us to confront parts of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore, to face our insecurities, our fears, and our limitations. It's in those moments of discomfort that we gain insight into who we are, what we're capable of, and what truly matters to us. When you step into discomfort, you start to see yourself in a new light. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, you learn what you're willing to fight for, and you realize what you're willing to let go of. Discomfort pushes us to dig deeper, to ask questions, and to explore the depths of our own potential. One of the most powerful lessons discomfort teaches us is resilience. When we face challenges, when we encounter setbacks, and when we experience failure, we learn to bounce back. We learn that we are stronger than we thought, that we can handle more than we imagined, and that we have the capacity to keep going even when things get tough. Discomfort doesn't break us, it builds us. It builds our confidence, our courage, and our determination. It shows us that we can survive, that we can overcome, and that we can thrive. When we embrace discomfort, we build the resilience that allows us to face future challenges with grace and with strength. Embracing discomfort also opens us up to new opportunities. When we're willing to step outside our comfort zones, we discover a world of possibilities that we might never have encountered otherwise. We meet new people, we learn new skills, and we experience new perspectives. Discomfort is the doorway to growth, to change, and to opportunity. When we stop avoiding discomfort, we start to see that it's not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed. We start to see that each uncomfortable experience is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to expand. It's a chance to become a fuller, more complete version of ourselves. Another powerful aspect of discomfort is that it forces us to confront our fears. Fear is often what holds us back from pursuing our dreams, from taking risks, and from embracing change. But when we lean into discomfort, we start to see that fear isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be faced. We learn that fear is simply a part of growth, a natural response to stepping outside our comfort zones. When we confront our fears, we take away their power. We start to see that fear is just a feeling, a momentary sensation that doesn't have to control us. By facing our fears, we gain confidence, we gain courage, and we gain a sense of freedom. Discomfort is also a powerful teacher of patience and perseverance. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Transformation is a journey, a process that requires time, effort, and commitment. When we're willing to embrace discomfort, we learn to be patient with ourselves, to give ourselves the time and space we need to grow. We learn to persevere, to keep going even when things get tough, even when progress seems slow. Discomfort teaches us that growth is a gradual process, that change takes time, and that real transformation requires a commitment to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult. Embracing discomfort also allows us to develop a greater sense of empathy and compassion. When we go through difficult experiences, we gain a deeper understanding of the struggles of others. We become more compassionate, more understanding, and more willing to support others on their journeys. Discomfort connects us to the human experience, to the reality that we all face challenges, that we all experience fear, and that we all have moments of doubt. When we embrace discomfort, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of connection, a greater sense of empathy, and a greater ability to support and uplift those around us. Discomfort challenges us to redefine our relationship with failure. Many of us fear failure, seeing it as a reflection of our inadequacies, as proof that we're not good enough. But when we embrace discomfort, we start to see failure in a new light. We start to see it as a necessary part of growth, as a stepping stone on the path to success. Failure isn't the end, it's a lesson, an opportunity to learn, and a chance to grow. When we stop fearing failure, we become more willing to take risks, to try new things, and to pursue our dreams with courage and determination. Embracing discomfort is also an act of self-love. It's a choice to prioritize our growth, our dreams, and our potential over our need for comfort and security. It's a commitment to becoming the best version of ourselves, even if it means facing fear, stepping into the unknown, and experiencing moments of discomfort. When we choose discomfort over complacency, we're choosing to honor ourselves, to believe in our potential, and to trust in our ability to grow. We're choosing to invest in our future, to believe in our dreams, and to take the steps necessary to become the people we're meant to be. When we embrace discomfort, we begin to see life as a journey of growth, of learning, and of transformation. We stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities. We stop fearing change and start welcoming it as a chance to evolve. We stop avoiding discomfort and start embracing it as a necessary part of the process. And as we do, we find a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose, and a sense of peace that can only come from knowing that we're living our lives fully, authentically, and courageously. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's a powerful force for growth, for change, and for transformation. It's the path to becoming who we're meant to be, to discovering our strengths, and to realizing our potential. When we embrace discomfort, we unlock the door to a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. We begin to see ourselves not as static beings, but as individuals capable of constant growth, of continuous evolution, and of endless possibility. We begin to understand that discomfort is not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed as an essential part of the journey to our true selves. Trust yourself, your intuition, your instincts, your inner voice. In a world filled with countless opinions, expectations, and advice, it's easy to lose sight of our own inner compass. But deep down, we all have an intuitive wisdom that guides us, a quiet voice that knows what's best for us, even when it doesn't always make sense to others. Trusting yourself means listening to that voice, honoring your feelings, and believing that you have the knowledge and the courage to navigate your life's path. When we trust ourselves, we make choices that align with who we truly are rather than who others think we should be. We find the strength to live authentically, the confidence to pursue our dreams, and the courage to stand by our decisions. Trusting yourself is an act of self-respect. It's about recognizing that your thoughts, feelings, and instincts are valid and worthy of attention. Often we're taught to look outside ourselves for validation, to seek approval from others, and to conform to society's expectations. But real empowerment comes from within, from believing that you are your own best guide, that you know what's right for you, and that you can make decisions that honor your true self. Trusting yourself is not about dismissing others' perspectives, it's about giving yourself permission to prioritize your inner guidance above external opinions. It's about realizing that you are capable of making decisions that serve your well-being, happiness, and growth. Learning to trust yourself starts with tuning into your inner voice. That voice may be quiet at first, a subtle feeling or a whisper that gets overshadowed by the noise of everyday life. But the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. It's that sense of knowing that often defies logic, that gut feeling that tells you when something feels right or wrong, even if you can't explain why. Intuition is a gift, a natural ability we all possess, but it requires us to be still to pay attention and to honor its presence. When you trust your intuition, you begin to navigate life with a sense of clarity and purpose. You stop second-guessing yourself and start making choices that feel true to who you are. Trusting yourself also means having faith in your decisions. We all make mistakes, we all have moments of doubt. But trusting yourself doesn't mean that you'll never be wrong. It means believing in your ability to learn, to adapt, and to grow from those experiences. When you trust yourself, you don't dwell on past mistakes or let them define you. Instead, you see them as opportunities for growth, as stepping stones on the path to self-discovery. You recognize that each choice you make, whether it turns out as you hoped or not, brings you closer to understanding who you are and what truly matters to you. Self-trust builds confidence. When you trust yourself, you start to see that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to prove your worth or seek approval from others because you already know that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of respect. This confidence empowers you to take risks, to follow your dreams, and to step outside your comfort zone. When you trust yourself, you're not paralyzed by fear or doubt because you know that no matter what happens, you have the strength to handle it. You're able to move forward with a sense of conviction, knowing that you're guided by your own inner wisdom. Trusting yourself also means honoring your emotions. Too often, we suppress or dismiss our feelings, telling ourselves that they're not valid or that they're a sign of weakness. But emotions are a form of guidance. They're messages from within, signals that something in our lives needs attention. When you trust yourself, you give yourself permission to feel, to process, and to understand your emotions without judgment. You learn to recognize that your feelings are an essential part of your experience, a reflection of your values, needs, and desires. Trusting yourself means acknowledging your emotions, understanding their purpose, and allowing them to guide you toward choices that nurture your well-being. Part of trusting yourself is setting boundaries. It's about knowing when to say no, when to step back, and when to protect your energy. Boundaries are an expression of self-respect, a way of honoring your needs and priorities. When you trust yourself, you stop feeling guilty for setting boundaries because you know that they're necessary for your well-being. You understand that you can't pour from an empty cup, and you're willing to prioritize yourself in order to show up fully in other areas of your life. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's a way of taking care of yourself so that you can thrive, grow, and be present in your relationships and endeavors. Trusting yourself also requires courage. It takes bravery to stand by your choices, especially when they're met with doubt or criticism from others. There will be times when others don't understand your decisions, when they question your path, or when they try to persuade you to go in a different direction. But when you trust yourself, you're willing to listen to your own voice, to stand by your choices, and to follow your own path, even if it goes against the grain. You understand that your journey is unique, that your experiences and desires are yours alone, and that only you truly know what's best for you. Self-trust is about letting go of perfectionism. Many of us are afraid to make choices because we fear making the wrong ones, and we put immense pressure on ourselves to get everything right. But trusting yourself means accepting that there will be missteps, that you won't always have all the answers, and that it's okay to make mistakes. Perfection is an illusion, a standard that no one can truly attain. When you trust yourself, you give yourself the freedom to make choices without the fear of failure, knowing that each experience, whether perfect or imperfect, is valuable and contributes to your growth. Trusting yourself also means embracing your uniqueness. Each of us has our own way of seeing the world, our own talents, dreams, and desires. Trusting yourself is about recognizing that you have something special to offer, that your perspective matters, and that you don't need to conform to fit in. It's about embracing your individuality, celebrating your quirks, and standing confidently in your truth. When you trust yourself, you stop comparing yourself to others and start valuing your own journey. You understand that your path is different from anyone else's, and you're able to walk it with pride and authenticity. Trusting yourself allows you to create a life that's aligned with your values and passions. When you trust your inner guidance, you're able to make choices that reflect your true self. You stop living for others' expectations and start living for yourself. You find the courage to pursue your dreams, to take risks, and to create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Trusting yourself is about believing that you deserve happiness, that you deserve to follow your passions, and that you have the power to shape your life in a way that brings you joy and satisfaction. Self-trust also fosters inner peace. When you trust yourself, you're no longer constantly seeking approval or validation from others. You're no longer plagued by doubt or fear because you know that you're guided by your own wisdom. This inner peace allows you to move through life with a sense of calm, knowing that you have the strength, resilience, and wisdom to handle whatever comes your way. When you trust yourself, you're able to face challenges with grace, to embrace change with an open heart, and to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of ease and confidence. Trusting yourself is a journey, a process that requires patience and practice. It's not always easy to quiet the voices of doubt, to silence the fear of judgment, or to listen to our own intuition in a world that often tells us to look outside ourselves for answers. But the more we practice self-trust, the stronger it becomes. It's a skill, a muscle that grows with use. Each time you listen to your intuition, each time you honor your feelings, and each time you stand by your decisions, you strengthen your self-trust. Over time, this trust becomes an unshakable foundation, a source of inner strength and resilience that guides you through life. Self-trust also deepens our relationships with others. When we trust ourselves, we're able to show up authentically in our connections, to communicate openly, and to set boundaries that nurture healthy, balanced relationships. Trusting yourself allows you to honor your needs while respecting others' boundaries, creating a sense of mutual respect and understanding. When you trust yourself, you're able to give and receive love freely without the need to seek validation or approval. You're able to build connections that are based on genuine understanding and support, connections that allow both you and others to thrive. In trusting yourself, you become a source of inspiration for others. People are drawn to those who have a sense of inner confidence, a quiet strength that comes from knowing who they are and what they stand for. When you trust yourself, you inspire others to do the same, to believe in their own worth, and to follow their own path. You become a role model, a beacon of authenticity, showing others that it's possible to live a life that's true to oneself. Your self-trust becomes a gift, not only to yourself but to those around you, a reminder that we all have the power to trust ourselves, to honor our unique journeys, and to create lives that reflect our deepest values and dreams. Trusting yourself is a lifelong journey, one that requires courage, self-compassion, and commitment. It's about choosing to believe in yourself, to honor your inner voice, and to navigate life with a sense of authenticity and purpose. When you trust yourself, you create a foundation of self-respect, confidence, and inner peace. You become the author of your own story.